Can you guys hear me now? Please let me know if you can hear me now. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, okay. All right. So sorry about the delay. I had the live and I didn't sort my audio, so I didn't know that people could not hear me. You guys, this life, if you not cast me today, I'll not go rest. Okay, so sorry about that. Welcome to everyone who's joined so far. Global Coach Ify, Obedago Peter, Friday Chino, so Black Bow, Anna Manning, Don't Promise, Emmanuel Jonathan. You guys, thank you so much for being patient with me. So I was struggling with the the audio, and that's why we had this delay. So welcome. We're discussing CV reviews. Now we want to discuss some of the reasons why you're not getting enough interviews, some of the mistakes you make in your CVs. And can you see my slide? I don't know if you can see it. I can't see it from here. At this point, I would have just used YouTube Live straight up. You guys, so sorry about all of these discrepancies. First it was my audio, now it's the video. I can't see my slide. I know you guys can see it, but I can't see it. So I'm just gonna use my phone so that I'll be able to follow up on you guys. Okay, so welcome again. Now we're going to be discussing why your CVs are not getting enough interviews. And like you have on the first slide, okay, then that's the title on the first slide. On the second slide, what we're going to be covering with this, we've already run out of 7 minutes. What we're going to be covering with this 90 minutes or less is what recruiters notice first in your CV. I made a video earlier where I talked about the 20 what recruiters scan in the first 20 seconds of looking at your CV. So I'm going to talk about all of those things here. And then we're going to talk about the common CV mistakes that we make all the time. We're going to talk about, and then after that, we're going to do a live review of real CVs. So a couple of you guys sent me your CVs, but it was a lot. So we just selected about 4 CVs to use. And then we're going to show you how to improve your own CVs. So if you stay to the end of this class, it doesn't matter that your own CV doesn't get reviewed. You're going to know how to work exactly on your own CVs. All right. So first things first, I would like us to share some rules for this live. Please, I know that a lot of you are eager to, because you know I'm a recruiter, and then you're eager to want to get your CVs in my front. It's not ideal to share any personal information. I just want to put that out. It's not ideal to share any personal information here. Please don't do that. Also, the CVs that we're reviewing today is only for educational purposes. So if you select your CV to review, it does not mean that we're in the process of giving you a job, or it does not qualify to getting a job or anything like that. And also, every personal details on the CV that we got today have been hidden. Please, if you know any job seekers while we're doing all of this, if you know any job seekers, if you know somebody who has been struggling to get interviews, share this light with them. If you have your WhatsApp status, share the live so that people in your contact will benefit from it. This is a live CV review coming directly from a recruiter, so it's not something that you want to miss or you want any of your friends to miss. Also, if you stay to the end of this, okay. Okay, so if you want to get every single thing that we've discussed, if you want to get the benefit of every single thing that we're going to be doing today, you'd have to stay to the end because the live reviews are coming at the end. I know that's like what most of you are eager to see. So the next thing we have here is what recruiters look out for. Now, the thing is about CV, one thing I don't understand about CV is that these informations are always online. People talk about it in different platforms, people talk about it everywhere, but nobody seems to be listening. I don't know what the problem is with the job seekers. So I just want you to pay attention. I don't just want you to join this live or listen to this video later and not apply it, because every single thing we're doing, the power, the result is in the application. It's not in the listening. It's not in the, knowing about it. It's in the application. Now, one of the first things recruiters look out for is clarity. When a recruiter looks at your CV, they are thinking in their head, is this thing clear? What am I saying? Like in 20 seconds, they're just scouting, browsing your CV, name, contacts, job titles. Am I understanding what I'm saying? Where is the education? They're not really going in depth, but they're like, where is education? Where are the skills? They are just scanning, just like browsing to see the things you have on your CV. And if your CV is not clear, like some of you send your CVs, and I didn't really want to use some of the really bad CVs to do reviews, if not, you people have seen it. You send CVs and it's just scattered, like it's all over the place, right? And it's confusing. So if a recruiter looks at that CV, please let me know that you can hear me. If you're following me, let me know that you're here, please. If a recruiter looks at that CV, the eyes get blurry, like it gives them mental gymnastics. They just want to move to the next one. So if your CV is not very clear, like I'm not looking at it and I'm not seeing your name, I'm not seeing your occupation, I'm not seeing the skill, the previous experiences, I'm not seeing your education, I'm not seeing every single thing like boldly. It's becomes okay. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, Omosanya. It becomes confusing, and the easiest thing anybody will do, remove it. Now, this is for a human, because this review, I'm reviewing it from the point of a recruiter, and I'm also reviewing it as an ATS. Now, this is a human that is giving you this benefit. An ATS, that is an applicant tracking system, will look at that thing that is confusing like that and completely not rank it. Like it deranks it immediately. Now, the next thing a recruiter is looking at is relevance to the job. Now, a human recruiter will look at the things you've done before. Okay, this person, say for example, you're applying for an accounting position. A human recruiter will look at the previous jobs you've done before or the skills you have. Have you had anything that is related to accounting? You might not necessarily have had pure accounting skills, but if you can list things like, okay, you're good at Excel, you're good at this, you're good at that, maybe bookkeeping, things that you know that a typical person who has accounting skills would know. Thank you, Michelle. Things that you know that a physical person who has accounting skills would know, and you know these things and you list them. A human recruiter, now, note, I'm talking about a human recruiter. A human recruiter will look at it and approve it if it's not like a senior role, right? Now, an ATS, no one will talk about ATS. We don't get it. It's a computer. It's what is been programmed into it that it knows. And an ATS system typically works with the job description, the full job description, yes. If it doesn't see some of the things that the job requires in your CV as your skills, as your previous experience, it ranks it, right? And then we're looking at strong summary. Now, this is for human recruiters mostly. Some of you have very generic summaries. I am so person. I have done this, a graduate of this and this. That graduate is in your, if I go to your education, I'm saying the graduate of your school. It's not information that is necessary, right? You're giving out information that are not really all that. I'm so person. Some people would even go as far as telling you where they are from. What your professional summary is the recruiter wants to get to know you, know your relevance to that position in that one paragraph. So they want to know something like you've had an experience, so experience in that short paragraph. You want to relate it to the role. Now, if it's a job where you've not actually done the core job, what you want to do with that professional summary is that you want to talk about how you are transferring skills from the other jobs you've done, how you have transferable skills from the other jobs you've done, and how they relate to this one. So you want to say something like, maybe I'm a social person in my previous role. I've acquired bookkeeping skills, or maybe I've acquired basic programming skills, kini. And you talk about how it relates to this particular role. Now, the bulk of a CV is this. I think when we talk about CVs, there's something we don't get clearly. Recruiter wants to know, or ATS wants to know that you qualify for this role, that this role is relevant, that what you have, the skills and the knowledge you have is relevant to this role. So at every point in your CV, that is what you should be doing, right? But some of you, your summary does not even show anything that has to do with the role. You just do introduction of yourself. And then the next thing you want to talk about is clear experience section. When I go through CVs, personally as a recruiter, I forgive errors with professional summary. Like you can write a rubbish professional summary, and I'll be like, some people not just sabi write this thing. You know, mean say they know no. Like I would give you grace, lots of grace with professional summary. ATS might not do that, right? But me as a human recruiter, I would give you lots of grace with professional summary. But you say experience, I don't know how to give grades there. Because how am I telling you? How do I know that I don't know who you are, right? I don't know what you've done before. So the onus is on you to tell me exactly what you've done and how it is important to this role. Because if you've been a nurse, right, and you're telling me how you've been a nurse, and I'm advertising the position of a customer service, and honestly, nursing is the only experience that you have. So you don't want to put your experience blank, even though we're going to talk about all of that, how you should acquire more experience without actually having proper job offers. So what you would do is a nurse usually we know nurses care for people and all of that. So you don't want to talk about instead of focusing on the part where you are injecting people and you are doing medical stuff, you want to talk about how welcoming you've made your patients feel. You want to talk about this is me talking about how you're relating it to the role. Now, on a good day, if a nurse applies for a customer service position, chances are you will not get it. But I'm just trying to use something that is very contrasting to tell you how it's possible. So you want to talk about how you take care of your customers, of your patients in this case as a nurse, how you helped this person and it now helped their recovery process, how you spoke to this person, how you made your patients feel calm, how things that are relevant to your customer service job that you're applying. Please, if you're following me, let me know if I'm making sense to you, if you're understanding what I am making sense. But if it's making sense to you, let me know. If you're not following me at any point, I can always go back to talk about something as long as we still have time for it. And now we're going to be brief here because we're also going to, the main thing we're going to be doing is the reviews. So we're just going to be fast with other things. Now, achievements, not duties. Now, this is a very common thing. Uh, I made call. Maybe you're applying for maybe a customer service, and then you're talking about your experience as a you have experience as a customer service, and you won't talk about it. You're saying something like, um, attended to working customers, kini 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 kini, spoke to customers over the phone, and this one. You're listing the duties. You're not telling the achievements you made. Now, back in the day, listing duties was okay. That was the standard thing back in the day. But you know how things are. People keep evolving. People keep advancing. These days, those listings don't work anymore. Talk about your achievements. Now, you're talking about what you did. You're talking about your responsibility, right? But you're talking about what you achieved. So, like you're talking about the results, how you made that person feel, how the results you got from that thing that you did. That's what you want to talk about extensively. And why you're doing this is that that is what people who, because like I said before, in the past it was okay to list your experience. I'm sorry, to list your responsibilities. But now, when your CV is being compared to people who are talking about achievements instead, do you think your CV will stand a chance? The recruiter is already going to be wild with this person. Oh my God, okay, they did this, they achieved this, and they should do this for my clients. Because for the recruiter, they just want the person who will satisfy their clients. So they will keep having clients and the clients will keep coming back. Then for an ATS system, it already has things that are programmed into it. And what they program usually is the achievements, right? Not just the job responsibilities. So if it looks at your CV and it's not getting enough, because typically, right, an ATS needs to have like up to 70% points on your CV before it ranks it. That is before a human recruiter even sees it. For for CVs that go through a human recruiter, I hope you know that not every CV goes through an ATS system. So for CVs that go through ATS systems before they go through maybe a hiring manager or a human recruiter, you want to do things that are compliant with the ATS, the things that are programmed into it. And usually programming is done with job description. Now, readable format. This is where a lot of you get it wrong, with ATS especially. Because this thing is a computer, right? It can't read everything. A human recruiter might look at that picture you sent, or you that is might look at that CV you sent in a picture format. Some of you send screenshots. Some of you, this one used to make me mad. Some of you will snap CVs and your bed is showing, like it's obvious that you just did like this, chakam, and you sent it. And I'm like, wow, 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 impressive, audacious, like well done. I don't know where we get this audacity from though. So, like readable formats. Some of you, your CVs come in formats that are not readable. A human recruiter might pardon that because a human can read it, even if it's not a readable format. Like maybe even if it's a picture. But an ATS cannot read it. So no matter how wonderful the content of what you have in that CV is, it can't read it. If you followed me on this live when we first started, first my audio was off. I was speaking, but it wasn't showing. Then I sorted my audio, and then my video went off. Now this is the same thing. If I can't hear you, I can't hear you. If my mouth is moving, but my audio is bad, I can't hear you. So if your CV is good, but the format is not readable for an ATS system, it cannot read it. It's not that it does not want to read it, it's that it cannot read it. Do you get? I don't know if you're getting it. So some of you, the first things you will have to do is put your CV in a good format. PDF is recommended. Doc, just simple, readable PDF, not the picture format because I've seen picture on PDF and also picture formats. Not that, no. A document, you just put it in a PDF. Simple, right? And then the next thing here is keywords that match the role. Keywords that match the role. You have to be intentional about this one. Because a human recruiter, if a human recruiter sees, okay, what example should I use now? If a human recruiter sees bookkeeping, or say the position is for a bookkeeper, and you apply that you've been an accountant, the position is a bookkeeping officer, right? And then you apply that you've been an accountant, you had an accounting experience, you talked about your accounting experience. If a human recruiter sees it, they know that typically for you to have been an accountant, you have basic knowledge of bookkeeping. They would approve of it. But an ATS system, again, is not a human. If he's not seeing that thing in the job description, it's not going to rank your CV. And let me also put this disclaimer because some of you will not say that I said put everything in the job description. If you put all the keywords in the job description, it will record it as spam. It will recognize it as keyword spamming, right? That is not that you actually qualify, just that you're spamming, like you're using all the keywords there and filling it in your CV so that it will rank it. It will not rank it like proper ranking. Now, some of the common CV mistakes that we make. Okay, so this brings us to the fifth slide. Common CV mistakes. Generic summary. We already spoke about it extensively in the other slide, so let's not get into it. Too much personal information. I don't want to know where you're from. I don't want to know your local government, except you are you're applying for a government job. I don't want to know your local government. I don't want to know where you're from. If there is any residential address I want to know, it's where you live. Now, this is not mandatory. This is not, you don't even have to do this, but if you have to put address at any point, it should be your residential address. It doesn't have to be down to the number of your street or your building. Why I'm recommending this one is that usually this is just only for human recruiters. ATS doesn't do this. Now, usually a human recruiter, when they see a location that is closer to where the job is, this is not something they even know they do. Subconsciously, they rank the person's CV. This is something they do subconsciously. So let's not get into it. Weak formatting. The font, the formatting of your CV, your fonts, every single thing, the arrangement of your CV, the way your paragraphs are placed, the way it's arranged. Some of you don't even know that you have to start from the most recent jobs you've done down to the previous ones. Like if you've been working since 2023 to 2026, I want to see your experience from the highest one, the latest one ranking. You want to start from the latest one and then you keep going down. The one you did in 2026, what you did in 2025, 2024, 2023, if you change jobs, that's how you want to do it, right? And I want to see your education. Some of you, you just scatter everything, education. As I'm looking at your experience, this is not like a particular rule, right? There's no rule of thumb to it. But as I'm looking at your experience or education, as I'm looking at your education, I'm mentally expecting to see your experience like immediately. Now, your skills usually would come somewhere before your your experience. These are things that you just want to be catchy. The whole point of CV is that you want to be catchy. You want the enter eye. Yes. You want your CV to be entering eye for a human recruiter. And then for an ATS system, you want to be very readable. Very readable. And readable means your fonts are clear. Readable means everything is specified the way it should be. Now, you want to talk about relevant skills, not just any skills. Some of you have a habit of saying, maybe I've been working for 10 years, so you feel like you should put all of those things. I used to do that back when I was a job seeker, like years back, because I've been an entrepreneur before I started job hunting, like back then. I would want to put things like when I was a founder, the things that I did, because I'm like, it's that's literally me gloating. Like I'm gloating, like I'm gloating, like I was a founder, I did this, I did that, even when it's completely irrelevant. And I see it in a lot of CVs. You want to show me that you've had 10 years experience in this or that one. If that experience is not relevant to what I'm looking for, it is noise. So just give me what is relevant, right? Then you want to put out your okay your work experience. You want to put them in bullet points. You want them to be very clear. Do you know I have CVs? I think maybe the next time we'll do a CV review, I'm going to do a review between some of the best CVs I've done and some of the worst CVs I've done. So you guys should keep in touch. I'm going to do that because I just remember some of the CVs that I've seen, even right now, as of today, some of the CVs I saw today. People will talk about experience and they'll just write it like a paragraph. Every single thing as a paragraph. And I'm like, why? How? What are you doing? We're already taking too much time in this. Um, okay. Poor grammar or typos. A human recruiter would always, I'm going to be clear, a human recruiter would always forgive poor grammar and typos, except it's a communication role, then they might not. Personally, I know I forgive that. An ATS would not because it's a machine. Then, one CV used for every job. I don't know how to feel when I say that. You use one CV. Because I'm a recruiter, it means that I have people applying to different positions with me, right? So some of the times when I'm the one going through our CVs or I'm trying to shortlist people, I have names that like I have CVs that I already have in my head. This person can apply for a management position. The same CV, exactly, no change. I use it to apply for a cashier. The person can use that CV, no change, apply for a customer care representative. I know they say have a general CV, one master CV. But the idea of a master CV is that it is that CV that you then tweak to suit your specific roles that you're applying to. So some of you sometimes you even go and pay. We do CV optimization, so don't think I'm talking down on it. You pay someone to do CV optimization for you, and you will not think because a professional did this CV optimization that you can now carry that CV and apply to every job. Then no role specific keywords. This one is deadly for CVs that go through ATS. If there are no role specific keywords, nothing for you because the computer is just trying to look for what has been put into it. You know, computer is garbage in, garbage out, right? Input, output. You know, so if it's not seeing what has been put into it to recognize, is the ranking your CV. What should a strong CV? Okay, what should a strong CV look like? What should a strong CV look like? No, that's not it. What should a strong CV look like? A strong CV should have clear job target. If you're applying for a management position, or let's just say you're applying for an admin officer, I want to read your CV, and at every point, it routes me to admin officer. Like that particular CV that you're using for that application, you want it to be very obvious that this is what you're targeting. Your summary will target that. Your experiences will target that. Your skills will target that. Now, this is not an avenue to lie. This is not a cue for you to lie. It's that you are, of course, I expect that you'd have skills, right? And you're applying to things that you actually qualify for. So if you're a person who actually is applying for something they qualify for, it means that you have those skills. So you want to show me with every point, at every corner that I qualify for this thing. And it ranks high with an ATS system, right? It ranks high with an ATS system. The second thing you want to do here is okay. The second thing is strong CV should include professional summary. We've spoken about professional summary before. You should always include that. There are lots of CVs that I see that don't have professional summaries. They will just start and get ahead without even bothering to. It's like you're not bothering to introduce yourself, right? And then you're just getting right into it. It's like you're a salesperson and then you're at a party and you want to sell something to me and you're not introducing yourself and you're just telling me, hey, I sell this thing, kini, buy it from me because I am, everybody buys it from me. I am ranking this. Bro, I don't know you. Just come off here. So you want to introduce yourself properly. That's what a professional summary does for you. You want to have relevant skills in your CVs. I am believing again that you're applying to what you qualify for, so you have the skills. So I want to see it. Strong work experience. Strong work experience. I feel like we've okay, no, we've not. Strong work experience. Why am I feeling like we've discussed this? This particular slide that I'm discussing. The fact that I'm using my phone directly. I'm not using the platform. I don't know what happened, but it's not appearing from my end. So I'm using my phone. So it's making things a bit confusing from my end. Okay, so strong work experience. You want to put your work experience. You want to be very, you want to talk about your experience strongly. You want to be very clear on experience. If you don't take anything away from today's review, take away one thing, clarity. If your CV is clear, you might not be that qualified. Don't say that I'm the one that said this thing to you, but you might not be that qualified and you will still have a chance to land an interview. Maybe we will now find out during the interview that you don't qualify, right? But if your CV is clear, you don't know what clear, and clear is not, is typing now, is not. Another thing you want to also do, clear ink. Use black ink. All of you guys should do plenty design. But I think we'll get to that when we start proper CV reviews. You want to be very clear, right? Your experience, you want them to be very clear and very well stated out. Then results and achievements. Instead of just listing the responsibilities, talk about your results and achievements. We've spoken about that extensively. Then clean, readable structure. I've spoken about that over and over a time. Clean, readable. It is very ATS friendly when it's readable. Very ATS friendly if it's readable. And not ATS friendly if it's not readable. And also, not just ATS. Some of your CVs don't go through ATS. They go through a human recruiter. And for a human recruiter, readability means something that does not scatter their head, something that is not giving them mental chaos. Like you just, you look at it and you're understanding what you're seeing immediately. And immediately you are deciding, this one no follow, this one follow. Like just, you're making the job swift for the person. Then role aligned keywords. We've spoken about this. It's that is you want to align your roles to the keywords. Because sometimes you may have experiences or skills that are relatable to the role, right? but you know it as a different thing. For example, if a job description says must be efficient in Google Sheets, and you know Microsoft Sheets, don't tell me you know Microsoft Sheets, because honestly, if you know one sheet, you know the other sheet. Tell me you're proficient in Google Sheet. It's not that you're lying, it's that you are aligning it to the keyword in the job description. And if you've not opened Google Sheets before or Microsoft Sheets before, after you fill that and go and open it, because it's the same thing. Or maybe a a sales position. You can have a sales position. Okay, for example, you have a sales skill. Then the keyword might call that thing market expansion, or sometimes market expansion and business development. They are usually the same thing. But don't tell me you have business development. Use that, align it to the keyword so that if an ATS is looking at it, it's going to pick it and it's going to rank your CV. Okay? So I think this is all for okay, this is the slide I thought we repeated. This is all for the strong, what a strong CV should contain and the common mistakes we make. Now, let's get into the main thing that brought you people here, CV review. Now, I think I've said this when I started. Every single CV that we're reviewing here was given to us. We got consent for it, and also personal information are blurred out. I hope this is. Can you see the CVs clearly? I don't know if you can. I'm using my phone. I don't know if you can see clearly. Please tell me you can see clearly. Can you see clearly? Let me know. Can you see the CVs clearly? If you can see the CVs clearly, please indicate so that we'll dive right into the main thing that we're here for. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Go back, coach. If you okay, you can see it. Other people there, can you see it? Let me hear you. If you can see the CV clearly, let me know so that I don't just delve in and it will look like I'm talking to just a few persons. Okay, I've had two persons confirm. All right, Destiny Mitchell. Okay, let's go right ahead since you can see it. Okay, please tell me, what do you think of this CV? From every single thing that I've explained so far, right? How would you rank this CV from 1 to 10? Let me hear your response in the comments. From every single thing I've explained of what a proper CV should look like, how would you rank this first CV from 1 to 10? How would you rank this CV from 1 to 10? Who is saying no? You cannot see the CV. Jim or Sodiq, you can't see the CV. Is that what you're saying? It's not well. Okay, Michelle said it's not well organized. Another person. Another person. Who's how about okay, let's be kind while we are doing these things, okay? Okay. You guys are big now. All right, let's okay, so all right. So I like that you're contributing. It means that you're following what we're saying. Now, can one person tell me what is wrong in this CV? Tell me one thing that is right. Something is actually right in this CV. Tell me one thing that is right in this CV. Olden days pattern. But tell me one thing that is right in this CV. Something is right here. Tell me one thing that is right. Can anyone tell me? Do you know what is right? Tell me one thing that is right. If you don't know, tell me you don't know. But if you know, tell me before I say it. What is the one thing that is right in this CV you're looking at? Because something is actually right here. You guys, let me know what is right in this CV we're looking at. Tell me one thing that is right. Or should I tell you people? The right thing is that, okay, Michelle said the right thing is that he summarized his experience well and short. Mm. He said to develop a career in a well structured, repeatable, and dynamic organization that has excellent conformity and success through teamwork, which offers opportunity for development and specialization. Professional summary, career profile. If people are not following, if people are saying this one, that is not the thing that is right here. Okay, let me now tell you. You now that is saying, two people that have answered and said the professional summary is right, the career profile is right. What position is this person aiming for based on that professional summary? What skill do they have? What position are they aiming for? What can they do in that position that they are aiming for? Does he say? They just spoke English there. That's another thing people don't used to do. People don't used to understand. The people, it's not English. CV is not English. Because it's a professional document, if people going to be speaking plenty, it's not about the English. What does it mean? Can somebody tell me the meaning of that career profile? You people said that is okay. To develop a career in a well-structured, repeatable, and dynamic organization that has who no one develop career in a reputable who talk cleaner? Gift I beg now. Waiting be this. I beg now. You guys, I beg. Oh, this is somebody's CV. Let's not make a jest of it. I beg. Okay, so I'm going to tell you one thing that is right. I'm going to tell you one thing that is right. No, but I think he has no experience in the same job. Do you know, if you don't have experience, there's something people do. When you don't have experience, talk about the knowledge you have. If you can't brag about your experience, brag about your knowledge. Tell me about your knowledge. Tell me about your academic achievements. If you can't brag about your experience, brag about your knowledge. Let me tell you the one thing this CV did right is readable. Did you have any problem spotting anything in this CV? The arrangement is not perfect. A lot of details are not necessary, like that personal detail. A lot of the things in the personal details are not necessary. But you see that it's readable. Like the moment you look at it, okay, look at career profile, look at personal detail, look at this one, look at this one. Everything is just there. It's just clear. You are seeing it, right? It's readable. That is the good thing he has done. But the content, gone is not gelling well. But an ATS will read it. You know, go rank them. It will derank it, but it will be able to read it and then derank it. But it go first read them. So the thing is that this CV is readable. Now let's talk about okay. So the professional career profile doesn't even tell me anything about this person. I don't know what they can do. I don't know their skill. I don't know their experience. I don't know the knowledge they have. I don't have anything to work with here. So for me now as a recruiter, when I see this career profile, it's blank to me. It's like in my head, you don't put anything there because you just speak English here. Then these personal details are necessary. Why are you telling me your religion? What if I don't like Christians? I mean, except I ask you to specify, except the job asks you to specify, don't specify, right? But if the job asks you to, like for example, there was a job we had, I think we're even still recruiting for that position, but the position clearly said a married man because they believe it provides some sort of stability, right? Now, in that kind of position, while you're writing that CV, you can tell me you're married, right? Now, ordinarily, it's not information I need, but because that job description already suggests they need a married person, you can tell me you're married. And if I say subconsciously, I rank you before I even look at if you qualify for that position. So this whole CV thing is a mental game. Bring the job summary. Sorry, bring the job description. Okay. For jobs you qualify for, it's not to go and now lie on top job where you don't qualify for. For jobs you qualify for. And then you say, okay, they're looking for this thing. Okay, I have this skill. Oh yeah, let me put it this way so they will see that I have this skill they're looking for. Because so many people are doing it. And if you don't do it with that one CV you're doing to apply to all jobs, you are going to be deranked both by ATS and a human recruiter. Then the education background. Oh, I thought I blocked this. The education background, secondary school certificate examination. I don't even understand this education background. I don't know that the qualification you got in that 2 years between 2022 and 2024. It doesn't make logical sense to me. I don't know if it's WIAC you're applying to. I don't know if it's, I don't know what, I don't know anything. I don't have any information to work with. Then job experience. It just listed, right? Post graphics designer. I don't have any other information here. It doesn't give me any other information, right? I don't know what you did as a graphics designer. I don't know what you designed for them. I don't know if you're even using AI to design for them. I don't know if you're using Photoshop to design for them. I don't know if you're using Canva to design for them. So even with this job now, even with me seeing work experience, this graphic design, I'll still not shortlist you as a graphic designer because I don't know your designing skills. Somebody said my use man, let's see my mistakes. We've already selected for I believe you're already on our channel. We selected based on it was a first come first serve thing. So we posted, and the persons who indicated interest and sent their CVs, we just selected the first four, I think, or first five, I'm not sure, so that we won't spend so much time talking about all of these CVs. Then for the people who are in our paid April cohorts, we're going to be doing a one-on-one review with them. So if you're part of them, don't worry. I'm going to, after this live, we're going to be doing a one-on-one review section, a one-on-one review section on WhatsApp. So don't bother for those ones. Then posts. Just special skills, honesty, self-motivation, talent acquisition, customer. Are you understanding anything? If you were to be a recruiter, would you recruit this person as a graphics person based on this CV? Tell me the honest truth. In his skills, he wrote honesty. Now, this skill is where you're supposed to tell me that you are doing this one with Canva as a graphics design, or that you are doing this one with Photoshop, or that you know video editing, or that you know like skills. You just want to tell me, aside, like you may not have even done a job where you use these skills. It could be skills that you have just been learning on your own, but you want to show me that you have these skills that are relevant to this position that I'm looking for. So I think this brings us to the end of this hobbies, sports. So hobbies section, people always ask, should we put hobbies in a CV? It is not necessary. The only reason we'll have hobbies in a CV is so that we'll get to have an idea the kind of person you are. It is not right, it is not wrong, right? But you also want to be, you want to be intentional, like if what you want to include has a way of suggesting that you are better equipped for this position, by all means do it. At every point in your CV, what you want to do is sell me the fact that you qualify for this job, that you should be the one who gets this job. Now let's move on to the second CV. I had planned we'd spending just for 5 minutes on CVs. Moving on to the second CV. All right, can somebody tell me one thing, just one thing that is right in this CV and one thing that is wrong? One right thing, one wrong thing. Or should we just delve into the reviewing? You guys, let me know that you're following. Oh, let me know that you're following. Let me know that you're following. Let me know that you're following. Okay. The special skills. Sharon, I don't understand. Sharon said it's readable. Destiny said, okay, just dive in. All right, the special skills. Please, I've tried to pronounce this name. The person that said the special skills, I don't understand what you mean, please. Explain better so I'll attend to you. Now, let's just dive right in. Profile says, a highly efficient and reliable individual with strong accounting skills, excellent research and financial analysis ability, have an in-depth management reporting skills, blah, 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 developing and implementing financial systems and control facilitating of internal and external auditing procedures. Now, without reading this profile, like okay, with just reading this profile, like just this profile, do you not already have a sense that this person has accounting skills? You already have that sense, right? Just from the profile. So if I'm looking for if I'm trying to recruit for an accountant, this profile would make me to want to now read this person's CV and see. Now, okay, the contact, the work experience, updated accounting records with new payment balances, customer information, reconciling payment to ensure. Now, this person is like we said earlier, responsibilities are good, but it's phasing out. Show me the achievements. Now, this place he said answer questions and handle compliance from clients regarding bills. There is a way you would have structured that thing. Instead of telling me that you answered question, you're telling me how you've retained customers because you answered questions properly. Or instead of telling me treating dispute of channels of payment, such as okay, you want to give me the results, right? Retain clients through kini, settled 90%. Even if you're going to list, you want to use your numbers. Settled 90% of customer disputes arising from king, leading to so. The good thing that now happened because you did the right thing, right? Now, do you know what is wrong about this CV? It's not very readable. It's readable in the sense that I'm trying to remember if I got this CV. I think this CV came as a Canva picture. Now, first of all, the color is faint. I know you want to do design, but the color is faint. If a human recruiter stresses to read the CV, they will move on. If an ATS stresses to pick out the words, it will derank it. So one of the first things you want to stop doing is this plenty color you put in your CV. I'm not saying don't make your CV colorful. Make sure that the main color that you're using to write is black and the main background you're writing on is white. Voila. It will save you a lot of trouble. It will save you a lot of trouble. Now, postgraduate diploma accountancy, 2011 to 2017, University of Jos, BS accountant. Do you know I looked at this CV right now? I understand that this person is saying that the postgraduate was from 2017 to 2018. The BSc was 2011 to 2017. But do you know when I looked at it the first time, my brain told me it's because I looked at it as extensively, and that's how I understood it. But the first time I looked at it, I did not really understand the year. I was like, What postgraduate there is to do for 6 years? I didn't understand it. So these are the things you want to avoid. This is going to confuse an ATS. It is scattered. It's going to confuse an ATS because even it gave me, it confused me slightly just now that I'm trying to read it. Then skills, team player, management, critical thinking, leadership. You want to talk about your hard skills before you talk about your soft skills. I care about your soft skills. I care that you are an honest person, a good communicator, and this and that. But please give me your relevant skills. If your hard skills are the relevant skills to the role, give me your relevant skills. Now, what this person should have done with these skills is tell me the accounting softwares that they are conversant with. List the accounting softwares that are conversant with. Tell me that they're proficient with Excel because I know accounting, you need to be really good at Excel. Tell me other things that would matter to a hiring manager that is looking for an accountant. The skills that they will need, that they are looking for in that role. In fact, go to the job description and tell me the roles that you have. Emphasis on roles that you have. And tell me the roles that you have. Carry it and put it here in your skills. It is very ATS friendly, right? But don't do it in a way that it becomes it recognizes it as keyword spamming. So don't overdo it. Then languages, English. I don't care so much about language. It doesn't matter except it's being specified. So if you want to put it on, don't put. Reference available on request. Okay. Collecting agents. Do you know? I think because we've been sold this idea of let your CV be a one pager CV. We now want to compress everything. So you just want to shorten everything, shorten everything. This person feels like somebody who has experience and who has skill. But if another person with the same experience level and the same skill level writes a proper CV, tells me their achievements properly, lists their skills properly, I will not even look at this particular one twice before I choose the other person's own. But they have the same skill level. Okay. I don't know if people got everything I explained with this one. Is there anything you want to ask before we move on to the third CV? Did you get everything that we explained here? Okay, I'm trusting that you got it. All right, so let's move on to the next CV. I feel like some of you, I feel like some of you maybe submitted your CV and you're waiting for it to get to your turn, and you're like, as they're reviewing other people's own and they're not reviewing your own, you're like, I better do this thing fast and get to my own. Please, oh, we're not reviewing all the CVs we got. We just selected a few because we don't want this to be a very lengthy live. Maybe another time we would do a live just for reviewing CVs. Maybe this is not a promise, but maybe. And meanwhile, if you're on this live and you're not subscribed to this channel, you are wrong. If you're in my community, you're not subscribed to my channel, you are very wrong. You are very wrong. Whenever people say, oh, wrong, me, you are wrong. All they wrong. Igbo people will say, all they wrong. All they are wrong. Outside people, I'm not sure what they will say. Anyways, the third CV. Right. So this third CV is readable. I like the fonts. I like the formatting. And I think it came in the right format also. And you see how I'm not going into the content yet. I'm not delving into the content yet, right? But I'm just looking at the headlines. I'm looking at that's like what any reviewer would do, or even an ATS, how they would pick out things. Professional summary. customer care, professional experience, kini kini, growth and outreach volunteer. Like, I like how this person listed all of the things they've done. Now it's a bit lengthy actually. It's a lengthy CV, but it's not bad. It's just two pages, but it's lengthy. But even at that, right? The first one says the first. Are you seeing the first experience there? The logistics customer kini kini handle daily customer inquiries related to deliveries, service timeline, logistics update. I think a lot of us are still in that the special skills. Okay, I'm gonna get to that, please. I'm gonna get to the person that is saying promise us. No, they see now. Anyways, um, maybe or maybe not. Let's just go ahead with it. This is supposed to be a 90 minutes meeting. So we'll have 25 minutes more to go. If we're able to finish before that, kudos to all of us. Anyways, a lot of us are still in this era of listing responsibilities. And while it's not bad, you have people who are listing achievement. That's the problem. And then if there's something, please people should remind me how to recognize when you're sending your CV to a human recruiter and when your CV is going to an ATS because it matters. How you speak to an ATS is not the same way you speak to a human recruiter. But let me not digress, please. Let me finish up with the CVs. Just remind me that so that I don't forget to talk about it. Now, professional summary says customer care representative with hands-on experience. Okay, I approve. It can be better, but this is good. Then this CV is already another thing I want to point out now. Then this CV is for customer care representative. Look at what is the heading that is written immediately after the name that I covered: customer care representative and customer support and service resolution officer. Now, if you use this CV to submit for any position that is not customer care, is dead on arrival. That is the disadvantage of doing CVs according to roles. If you use this CV to apply to any, if I apply for an accountant, and even if you have accounting skill and you use this CV, is dead on arrival. Okay. Back to the review. Handle daily customer inquiries related to the delivery, service timeline, logistics update, ensuring accurate information flow, resolved customer complaints, identifying service gap. Now you see how this person said resolve customer complaints by identifying service gap and coordinating internally to close issues with agreed timelines. Now this is very good, but do you know what can make it better? You can tell me you resolved numbers, percentages. You can tell me you resolved 90% customer clients by identifying kini. And you then not tell me that, you will not tell me what that customer client you resolved resulted into. That is the achievements that we're talking about. Okay? Growth outreach, supported customer. I don't think we have too much time to be going out CVs. Oh boy. I want to take questions, so I'm just going to be fast. Now go to the, okay. Let's go to the next slide. This is a two-pager CV. Look at the next slide. Manage customer facing sales, handling objection and product inquiries. It's just like the same thing I've been saying. These are all role listing responsibilities. You're saying the things you've done. Give it more depth, right? Like for somebody who has given me two pages of CV, I would have expected more depth, right? Give me more depth with the CVs. Give me more depth with the CVs. Then ethical and work tools. That's another thing that is important. You want to talk about the tools that you've used. You want to talk about the things that are important that you know how to. This person listed that they know they use Microsoft Office suites. You want to talk about all of those important things, right? And then, okay, this values alignment. If it's not important to do, if it's not important, you don't have to show it. If it's not relevant to what you're applying, you don't have to show it. You don't have to include it. Okay. So let's just try to be fast. I think this brings me to the end of this particular CV. Now let's get to the last CV. Okay. Do we have anybody who has any comment about this last CV to be reviewed? Okay. I don't know why you could put pictures in your CVs, honestly. Now, this particular CV, the pictures, the graphics design, you can look at it and it's fine. If an 8 years looks at it, he struggles to read it. So it is not 8 years friendly. Different changes in the background color, and all, it's not 8 years friendly. You want to do something that is 8 years friendly. You want to do something that people read and understand. You want to put out something that a human understands and a computer understands clearly. Now let's go to this objective. Organize and reliable administrative professional with experience in office support, turning tutoring, sales, coordination, and customer service. Demonstrate strong communication, record keeping, kini. Highly adaptable, eager to contribute to vision. Okay. So for an administrative role, why this objective is not really very clear, but it gave me the impression that this person knows what they are doing. The objective is not very clear. I don't even know if they are skilled as such, but it gives me the impression that they they have an idea what they are doing. Now, Sharon, you're right. The fonts are not well aligned. Look at this place. Language, English, dash, Igbo, dash. That's dash. You're seeing it as dash. And 8 years will try to make meaning out of it. And it will not get confused. Interest, continuous learning. I don't understand. Like it's not even if it's going to be there is no keywords in it, right? Like an ATS system can't even pick out any keywords. Now, this person, this is an administrative professional CV, but there are no strong administrative keywords in this CV. So aside the fact that it has so much design that it's not so much design that is not even doing it any good. Hold on. So much design that is not doing it any good. It is also does not have keyword. It doesn't have strong keywords. An ATS system will struggle to pick out the skills or the experiences this person has based on this CV. And just like every other person, they're also just listing their jobs. So I think this is the last CV. I'm so sorry I've taken your time, and thank you if you're still on this live. And I know that it's worth your stay. Trust me, it is worth your stay. Also, I have in the description our community link. So if it's a free community, if you're not a member of the community, you can go and click it and join the link. So, this is me asking you to subscribe. I'm done with the review. This is me asking you to subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. I want to go off this life and see more subscriptions. And also, the guys, I've already repeated this. For the guys who are in our April cohorts, you are getting CVs. You're getting your CVs reviewed personally. We're going to schedule a time for that. It could be this night if we still have time, or maybe tomorrow morning. And also, if you're not a member of our community, link is in the description box. Go and click and join it. And if you want a professional CV revamp, now we do CV optimization, but I'm not you to do it yourself. But if you want to, okay. Thank you so much, Destiny. Thank you so much, Destiny, for reminding me that. Now, if you want to do professional CV optimization, I'm also going to link it. I didn't put the link for that here. I'm also going to link it maybe much later, or maybe in our community, we'll post the link and you apply. We'll have templates that you can use that you can just buy, and then for different positions. And then we'll also have full optimization where We speak with you one on one, get your details, get what you're applying for, and optimize your CV for it. There are all different packages that we share with the people in our community. So, like I said earlier, go to the community. Now, thank you, Destiny, for reminding me this question. No one is a human recruiter or ATS system. Now, there is no particular way to know. There is no particular way to know. But I'm going to show you some of the things that can suggest, right? If you see an application that is going directly to a company, an application that is going directly to a company, like the application, maybe you're applying directly to company email or company career site or career page, and it's not a Fortune 500 company, it's not a big company, chances are it is going through a human recruiter. If you're applying through a recruiter, also you can tell when you're applying to a recruiter. Do you know how you know when you're applying to a recruiter? When you're seeing, for example, okay, our recruitment company is hireis.ng. You're seeing jobs that are going to hireis.ng, or maybe you're applying via our website, or the end for maybe it's leading you to a Google form, or it's giving you into our email at the end of the application. And thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Mitchell. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for thanking me. Thank you for joining the live. Because I mean, if I've been speaking to myself, it wouldn't have been worth it. So I appreciate you guys. So it's a mind game, right? If it's going to any place that you think has volume, chances is it's going to ATS. Now, the only reason people use ATS is not out of wickedness, it's not out of we want to filter so many people, it's not out of I don't have strength. Is that imagine that you're getting 200 CVs for just one customer sales position, customer representative position, right? How then do you go through all of them one after the other? So the whole point of the ATS is that let the computer help us and filter people who don't qualify. A human recruiter will still look at it, or a hiring manager, but let computer reduce the workload. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of ATS. Filter, reduce the workload before a human recruiter or a hiring manager then looks at it, right? So it's really a mind game. From the application, from you're reading everything, but how do you know if it's an AI CV? I'm not sure I'll follow that question properly. Destiny, I'm not sure I followed the question properly. This we'll have another cohort by May, so maybe by then. Because the thing is, even if we accept you now, you're already disadvantaged. These guys have received close to this is day 4, right? They've received close to 15 by 4, 6 over 6 over 60, sorry, not 600, I beg. They've received over 660 job opportunities, like job offers. So it's even a disadvantage for you. Like, okay, I'm getting to that. All right. So that's that about how to understand when it's a human recruiter. But what you want to do at every point is make sure you don't do keyword stuffing. You don't do keyword spamming, but you put enough keywords that an ATS system would recognize that okay, this person qualifies, and a human recruiter would also recognize that this person qualifies. And one of the best things you have to be doing is for jobs that you have the privilege of maybe sending to an email, always include a cover letter. It's endearing to an extent. Now, this only matters if it's a human recruiter or a hiring manager. The cover letter. You want to put that cover letter. Just tell me how you are best suited for this role. It might even be that you don't have the direct skills, but you're telling me how your transferable skills are best suited for this role. So that's one thing you should do. That's one extra advantage that you can have over others when you put your cover letters. Then, okay, CV created. This said, how do I know a CV created with AI? I haven't created a CV with AI before, but as a recruiter, when I see a CV that has, the thing about computers is that it's not a human. It's straight to the point. Because I like that I even asked this question because a lot of us now are leaning towards using AIs to make our CVs without even knowing how to prompt AIs properly. Some of these CVs that AI generate for you will just go to the job. What it does is that it goes to the job description and it takes everything there and it puts responsibilities, it puts skills that suggest that you qualify for the role. But if it lands you an interview, now as a human recruiter, I've seen some CVs that I just look. You know how you read something that ChatGPT writes, and you're like, why is this person they use ChatGPT? If you're on X a lot, that's where you see a lot of it. Somebody will not be responding to a comment. The person will not use ChatGPT to respond to a comment. If you see a lot of that, if you see that, it's already generic. It's already, you know how AI language can be. You're not, if you spot it, you will just know. That's just it. There's no particular way to know except when you read it and you just see it. Like you can just spot it. But the only good thing is that if it passes through an ATS system will rank it because it will pick the right keywords based on the job description. But then a human recruiter would obviously spot that it's been generated with AI. Except you've done high level prompting because if you're good at prompting AI, you can get any result you want actually. So that's just it. So I think this has brought us to the end of this live. If we have any other question, I'm going to take just one more question. Just one more question. If you don't have any more questions, I'm going to end the live. But if you have questions, I'm going to take just one more before I end. Just one more. Meanwhile, if I've not done this already, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much. I'm grateful because it's one thing to know what to teach, it's another thing to have people who are listening to what you're teaching. So thank you so much for joining the live. Do you have any questions you want me to address? Okay, I'm going to be ending the live now. If you have any more questions and you are part of our community link is in the description. So click to join the community. If you have any more questions that you've not asked here, please ask it in the community. I'm just when we log off down, we're going to put on a listing for you to ask it. Ask your questions and would answer it. So thank you so much, you guys, for joining. My name is Ginika, like you know already. And thank you. God bless you. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay. Where am I ending from? All right, you guys.